Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Asad Yaqub, and with me today we have Muhammad. And Muhammad has achieved 8.5 band score in Ielts. Hello Muhammad, how are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Okay, very well. So Muhammad has been my student of my Ielts masterclass here in Lahore, and very recently he appeared in Ielts and he got 9 band in listening, 8.5 band in speaking. So I'm going to ask him some questions. We are going to demonstrate one IELTS speaking test, and through his answers you can see the pattern for 8 band or 8.5 band. So Muhammad, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's start. Do you work or study?
Well, currently none of the both. I have just completed my A levels and I'm in the process of applying to a foreign university.
Okay. What do you do in your free time?
Well, in my free time, I usually like to read a book or just watch a quick movie, and both of them are a good source of entertainment for me. And reading book helps me increase my knowledge as well, while watching a movie does help me with some sort of entertainment and usually tends to ignore the boringness of the day as well.
Okay. Do you think you have plenty of free time?
Yes, definitely. I do have a plenty of free time as I'm completely free nowadays. I have just completed my studies and I think I have 4 to 5 months of free time. Therefore, I would engage myself in a lot of activities to utilize that time efficiently.
Okay. Did you have a favorite book when you were a child?
Yes, back in my childhood, my favorite book was Flight Adventures. I had bought it from a floating book fair on the ship Logos that was ported at the Dubai port.
Okay. How much reading do you do for your studies or for your work these days?
Well, generally back when I'm studying, I usually tend to divide that part into 2 chunks, and one chunk is usually for my reading time. The main reason is that once you get to read something, you could learn the chapter pretty efficiently and the concepts are much clearer, as the books are the best source of information for us, and the rest half time I would rather solve past papers, and this combination would help me a lot.
Okay. What kinds of books do you read for pleasure?
Well, I usually like criminal novels or novels that have a bit of mystery. Both of them are pretty interesting, and one specific information about them that I like pretty much is that they usually are pretty much engaged with you as a reader, and you are definitely keen to know what's happening next, and they usually have that sort of excitement that's built in between the story. Therefore, these are the 2 favorite types of books or type that I like.
Do you prefer to read a newspaper or a magazine online or to buy a copy?
Well, back in my early days, the use of mobile phone and laptops weren't that much. Therefore, we usually used to have a copy of these. But nowadays, with the advancements in technology, I would definitely go for an online version, as it would save a lot of papers and eventually would lead to less global warming. And I guess everyone should play their part in saving the environment.
All right. So, Muhammad, we now move on to IELTS speaking part 2. You will have to talk about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make some notes to help you if you wish. Here is your topic. You'll now have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes.
Well, a big city that I would like to visit is Dubai, and it is located in the United Arab Emirates. It's a Middle Eastern country and is considered as an island as well. Well, the mean of transportation that I would like to use on this trip would be aeroplane, as it is the only option that could get you over there quickly and efficiently as well. And the reason that I would love to visit this city is that, first of all, I would love to fill up my closet, which has gradually decreased pretty much. And secondly, there are a lot of entertainment options available in this huge country. For example, you could visit the world's tallest building and go to multiple water parks, theme parks, both located in the city, and they are pretty much of a huge number as well. There is the fastest roller coaster over there as well, and eventually there is a ship that docks in Dubai port pretty frequently. It is known as Logos Hope, and it has the largest floating book fair on it, and therefore I would love to buy a few books from there as well. And the main reason that I would love to visit this city is both for entertainment purposes and shopping purposes as well, and both of them are of utmost priority for me nowadays.
All right, thank you. We now move on to IELTS speaking part 3. What are the most interesting things to do while visiting cities on holidays?
Well, on holidays, you could do quite a few things. The first thing is that you could visit the museum in that city, and that would greatly help you know about the history and culture of that city, which is of great importance as well, as you must be familiar with cultures and especially new cultures, and different cities have different culture and heritage as well.
Okay, why can it be expensive to visit cities on holidays?
Well, in my opinion, there are a couple of reasons why some cities are pretty expensive, especially during the holiday season. The first thing is that the demand and supply rule applies to almost everything in this world, and there are a number of tourists that are flocking into that country, and the availability of rooms, cafeterias, restaurants are pretty limited. Therefore, they usually charge premium. Secondly, these economies of big cities usually relies on tourists, and tourists are willing to spend a lot of money, and the locals are always ready to snatch up.
Okay, do you think it is better to visit cities alone or in a group with friends?
Well, it depends, but mostly I would suggest that it's better to visit cities with your friends. For example, you could have a good company with them, and you could visit areas and have a lot of entertainment in between your friends. And while on the other hand, if you visit cities alone, the trip would be rather boring and it won't be that good as well. Therefore, visiting cities with friends could be both joyful and of great purpose as well.
All right, Muhammad, thank you very much. That's the end of your IELTS speaking test. So once again, I'm thankful to you and I wish you all the best. I mean, you achieved 8 band overall in IELTS. And what do you plan to do with your IELTS now? Where do you plan to go?
Well, definitely I would plan to go to Canada or Australia, and I have applied to both of these countries.
Okay, wish you all the best with your plans. Thank you guys. I also teach IELTS online all over the world and on campus here in Lahore. If you want to be the part of my online or on campus IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub with Muhammad. Wish you best of luck. Take care. Allah Hafiz.